won't spill. Oh. Oh my God. What was that? All right, let's see if we have sound, Patrick. We need sound, Patrick. Oh. We've got sound. Hey, y'all. What's up? Welcome to Vixen After Dark. Thank you so much for staying tuned in, tapped in, and turned on. You know the deal. If you guys haven't already joined the fam, please make sure you go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Click the bell right next to it. That way you guys are notified every time I go live. What's up, y'all? Hopefully you guys are having a grand, beautiful Venus day, and we're wearing our green from the head to the toe. We're exuding the love energy. We're doing loving things today, right? I know I did a lot. I got a lot done. Very productive morning. Starting, if y'all know me, y'all know you've been following me for a while. Y'all know I'm not a morning person, but I'm trying to switch that around. So I feel like I love getting up in the morning, especially now it's hot. Today we're gonna have our hottest day. I think it's gonna be like 105 or something like that, 106. So I was like, let me get all my little errands done before it gets hot. And then I left my door open today, and here comes the little flies. So I'm like, ugh, because I wanted to let the cats have some air. But anyways, enough about me. Hope everyone is doing well. Please comment down below how you feeling, what you got going on for the weekend. You guys don't forget we do have a full moon coming up, which is going to be in the sign of Capricorn. Be on the lookout for that video, so make sure you click the bell. That way, ding, you're notified when I drop that video. I'll probably do that tomorrow, possibly. So anyways, let's get started, guys. I just wanted to tap in with y'all. I missed you. I feel like, did I go live yesterday? I don't even think I went live yesterday. I was hella busy. I was in nature, actually. I needed a day. That's what I did. Yep. With the chickens and eating fruit off the trees and fun stuff. So we're going to talk about, we have the moon in Sag right now, guys. So it's a fire energy. So we're going to talk about that. Let's see. I'm going to also educate you on the people that are moon and Sag. That way, you know, you understand them or overstand them, understand them a little bit more, how they operate. And then I'll go into the collective energy as far as positive and negative. Y'all know how I roll when I do that. What we all can look out for as a collective. And then also I'm going to tap into, depending on your rising sign, wherever the moon is transiting in your houses. And where to find the meaning behind what's going on, what's playing out in those houses. Oh, because you know, Sagittarius energy, before they react and respond, when it's a Sag moon, it's like they have to dive deep to figure out the meaning behind whatever it is they're tapping into before they react and respond. So you have to know that. And then also, I'm going to talk about a couple of aspects, and then I'll go into a collective spread. Y'all know how I do it. So we'll see what we have time for, but that is what it's all about, guys. You guys know, or if you're not new here, I always do timestamps. That way you guys can look at the description box, and you can click on wherever it is that you want to go. Sometimes, I think now YouTube has like boxes, like whether you're watching it on TV or if you're watching it from your phone. You'll see like little box slides that you can click on wherever you want to go, okay? And you guys can also find me at Vixen After Dark. I'm still updating my site, so I got to get to that. I know, whew, I've been doing like, man, the things that I do are not posted on my website, so that's all I need to do is post it, but I've been doing that work behind the scenes. So that's where you guys can find me. And then also, of course, my social media handles as well. Oh, you guys, I'm also trying to tap into Clapper, which is a new site. So, you know, if you guys have a Clapper, add me on there. I think I'm Vixen After Dark, but Anyways, so without further ado, let's go ahead and kind of get started, guys. You know, I had to get my coffee. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about Moon and Sag. Let's give a little synopsis, right? So when the moon is in Sagittarius, we all know that Sag is a fire sign. It's also a, ooh, what is that? Oh, there we go. Do a little mixy. Sag is a fire sign. It's ruled by Jupiter. The polar opposite of that would be Gemini. So we all need a little bit of an analytical side too. We all need to bring a little bit of Gemini in with this Moon and Sag energy that we have here. And the ruler is Jupiter. Did I say that already? And Jupiter is known as the wise teacher. Hence why Sag rules the 9th house of philosophies. Oh, excuse me. So it's a mutable fire energy. It's masculine, just so that you're aware as well. So it's all about the 9th house philosophies, travel, higher learning, you know, theory, advancing some form or fashion, expanding, right? It's 9th house energy. So let's go ahead and tap in so that you are aware when you come across a Moon and Sag person. Now, I do want to put out there right away a fun fact about Sag moons, if you know one. These are typically our psychics, our astrologers. You know, they do some form of spiritual work, or they're in the spiritual field more than likely if they're tuned and tapped and turned on. So they're superpowers, okay? Or hella religious, I should say. And we're not going to go there. But another thing about Sag moons, as a collective, we should recognize that this is the energy to give people a little bit of space to do whatever it is that they want to do, because Sag moons, you got to give them their space. You also need to have something that you need to be doing, or your own set of friends, or your own circle of friends, or your own work to do, or you just have to have a separate life amongst being around or with being a Sag moon friend or a lover, okay? You need to know that, okay? So it's not time to be clingy, just so that you're aware, all right? But on the other side to that, Sag moon energy, a little side note, before I really dive deep, Sag moons actually attract people that are projects. And what I mean by that is people that may need a little bit of help or healing in a sense, okay? It's not, you know, they can't help it. It's because they're so intellectual, you know, and they don't mind taking people under their wing, you know, so just know that. All right, so if you're a person that has a little bit of knowledge during this time as a collectively speaking, since the moon is in Sag, if you have someone that has a little bit of knowledge and you're wise in whatever it is that you're tapping into, people may be tuning into you during this time, okay? As the white butterfly goes by. Oh, it's so pretty. So let's talk about it. So Moon and Sag, a person with Moon and Sag, they're very adventurous, you guys. It's because it's a fire sign, right? We all know our fire signs like to go out, have fun. You know, they like to gain new experiences, really expand their horizons, going to different places. That's why it rules the house of 9, which is travel. You know, it's like they have a fiery spirit. They just have a thirst for knowledge, hence why I gave you those titles of what they could be tapping into. You know, they're very optimistic type of people. If you haven't met a Sag moon, I love my Sag moons because I'm an Aries moon, so, you know, fire. But, you know, it definitely, their energy just definitely shines through. Like, you can tell they're always doing something, always on the move, always diving deep with something, boom, 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 boom. So they have a very strong sense of independence, hence why I said they need a little bit of space. So, you know, they value their space. They value their bubble. They don't like to feel confined or restricted in any form or fashion, okay? Be aware of that. Like I said, they value their personal space. Let's get that all the way together right now during this time. So they need freedom in order to learn or in order to explore what life has to offer. So they're going to be the ones that actually take the risks, like even more so than an Aries or Leo. You know, they're the ones that really just go balls to the walls and we're like, oh, well, I'm just going to try it anyway and see what happens. Oh, that didn't work. Let me try again. You know, so that's definitely the name of the game for them. Okay. So like I said, they have a deep love for travel. This is a person that may know a lot of information as far as different cultures and things of that nature, or some background, maybe even multiple languages, okay? Like I said, very philosophical, which is the house of 9. So there you have it. Now, let's tap into emotionally speaking with the moon in Sag, okay? Because since we're going to go through, I'm going to talk about collective in a minute, but I want you guys to understand who a Sag moon is as far as their emotions. Now, these people are very open-minded, okay? So let's get that all the way. Let's understand that they're very open-minded. Hence why if you speak with a moon in Sag, they're very passionate with the way they speak their words. Even when it's like of knowledge, you know, when they're giving you some grapes or some gems, you know what I'm saying? They might talk really loud, really strong, you know what I'm saying? They might even cuss while they talk, you know? They're just be into something. If they know something, they'll make you feel it, and you'll listen to them too when they speak because of the passion that they bring. So now that we know that, since they're very direct, as far as emotionally speaking with the Sag moon, this is hence why people think they're very abrasive, but I just want to say that they're honest. They're just brutally honest with you. There's no sugarcoat, nothing. You ain't gonna beat around the bush with a Sag moon. They're gonna tell you upfront, straight, black and white how it is, whether it hurts your feelings or not. That's just, it is what it is, kind of a vibe, okay? So they're very upfront with how they feel. If they say they don't like something, they don't like it. If they say, don't tell me to do this, don't tell me to do that. You know what I mean? Like, they're really like right there in your face. And we all kind of need that. We don't need the people that are just sugarcoating and putting little extra toppings and cherries and whipped cream on everything. We need somebody to kind of put us in our place. And so that's Sag moon energy for the most part. So they can be very blunt, but at least they're straight to the point, right? They're very authentic, I would say, and I appreciate authenticity, so very original in that aspect. And, you know, they genuinely just like to connect with other people, hence why they like to travel and get out there and try new things. Now, it also depends on their chart, too, but we'll dive a little bit deeper. Now, a moon and Sag person, as far as, like, in relationships, like I said, you need to give them space. If they have kids, as soon as that kid turns 18, boom, they're like out here, you know what I mean? You're out of there, like, like that's just who they are. So they seek a partner that definitely shares the same thirst for adventure. Like I said, you got to have your own thing. You got to be working on something. You got to be creative. You got to be open for anything. They're not too planny. Like, they don't really like to super plan anything out. Like, they have the idea to do X, Y, and Z, but it's like they hop jumping around whenever they want to, kind of an energy. So you got to kind of be, you know, have your bags packed and ready. Like, we're going on a journey, you know what I mean? So they low-key try and plan things, but for the most part, it's just acts of randomness to stimulate, you know, whatever they want to do. So that's the craving that they have as far as, I would say, Sag moons are way more spontaneous than an Aries moon. Like, they just like to just be out there. You know, there are people that are very excited too, like, you know, and they also don't like when you come with hella emotions or drama. Like, if you emotionally dump something on them that's very heavy, they kind of like they peep the scene and like, yeah, I don't know about that. Like, they don't like to feel that. You know what I'm saying? You got to catch a Sag moon at the right time, like for real, because let's say, for example, something happened to you and you're in a relationship with them as far as a friendship, business partnership, whatever ship you're sailing, lover, and you tell them something that just had happened to you. It was like the worst day ever. You come to a Sag moon, you better hit them on the right day, because they're just going to laugh at you or be like, what the fuck you do? Like, what you do? You know what I mean? Like, oh, you got yourself into a just laugh about it. Like, oh, you got your car broken into? What'd you leave? An iPad in the seat? Like, they're going to just laugh, right? But that's their defense mechanism. That's just what they do. I don't even call it defense mechanism, but that's just what they do. They don't like anything heavy. They like to be lighthearted, free, right? Think of like an eagle or a hawk. I would say more of like a hawk or an eagle. Yeah, I guess so. They like to, that's what they do, a lot of things on their own. So that's how you kind of deal with it if you're in a relationship with a Sag moon. So sometimes they that sense of freedom, they may struggle to kind of commit to certain things. Like if you ever hear Sag Moon, they'll always be saying, hey, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And then here goes a week later, oh dang, I forgot, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Like they know what they gotta do. It's like they have this imaginary list in their head of things that they want to get done, things that they want to accomplish. So with the Sag Moon energy, it'd be ideal for them to have like alarm clocks, post-it notes, like, you know, like reminders. But like I said, they're so free and just kind of like low-key do whatever. It's not like they don't know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, but they crave to do it when they want to do it. So hence why in relationships, they can kind of be hesitant to settle down so fast. It may take a while for you to hold down a Sag Moon, like for real. Like you really got to have your own separate life. They have their own separate life. And you guys are kind of low-key just coming together, actually high-key coming together. It's like 100. You know what I'm saying? And then you guys can like maybe build upon what y'all already got going on, okay? Because one thing that a Sag Moon ain't got no time for is to really help you do certain things that you should have done on your own, okay? So when it comes to like career and finances, the go-getters, Moon and Sag, go-getters, straight off the bat, like I said, they're very passionate. They desire a lot, but they desire growth in the midst of all that. Hence why higher learning, right? So whatever it is that they do tap into, they go deep with it. Like I said, they like to figure out why they're doing what they're doing first before they react and respond, because that's the moon energy, right? So, you know, this is why they excel at writing. They could be authors as well. They could be master teachers, educators, counselors, something to do with travel. Like these are your, what do you call it? What do you call the people that travel? I forgot the name. But you know what I'm talking about, right? You know, these are entrepreneurs for the most part, if you want to put it under a big umbrella. These are entrepreneurs, you guys. So financially, you know, they're very optimistic. They're willing to take on opportunities that benefit them. Of course, they want to help the community, but if you one wrong move, they're out of there. Like, they want to help. Like I said, they don't mind helping, especially if they have the knowledge and the wisdom, you know what I'm saying, to put forth whatever it is that the community needs to know. But you got to make sure you got to get it. You got to have it together. You just got to have it together. Okay. So they should be mindful, because they can be very impulsive when they make decisions. Like if they, like, let's say for example, you're working with a Sag Moon and they're like, oh yeah, we can do this together. What do you want? Sounds good. Da, da, da. And here comes that day. They may forgot that they agreed to do that with you. It was just like in the back of their mind, because they got so much in their mind that they want to accomplish. So it's like you got to really find a way to like hold down whatever it is you guys agreed to do, like lock it in and like keep reminding them, or you need to show proof of where you're at with it. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes a lot for them to actually embrace tapping in with other people to get something done, because they're like solo bolo. They like to kind of get things done in their own way, in their own fashion, and do it alone for the most part to make sure it's done right, I would say. So that's just their energy, though. Don't take offense to it. That's just who they are. Sag me. But overall, Moon and Sag energy, if this is you, you're very adventurous, very free-spirited kind of vibe. I love Sag Moons. You know, any Sag Moon I've had, we've had some grand experiences. Like, you kick it with a Sag Moon, you're like, hey, yeah, come with me to the store real quick. Yo ass won't get home till 3 in the morning. Like, you'll tap into all kinds of stuff with a Sag Moon. Like, I'm telling you, like, you gotta be ready for anything. You gotta be all game for anything at any time, okay, baby? So, lots of knowledge, lots of experience. You know, they work on themselves so they can personally grow. So this is hence why they're always like the nomads, or, you know, they like to do things, like I said, on their own pretty much. And they're just very vibrant, very lively. You know, they're always into something. They like to embrace life. You know, very open-hearted, very curious-minded, things of that nature. That way you guys understand a Sag Moon. So as a collective, now that you know that, you should kind of get a sense or a vibe if this is the energy that we're playing with as far as the collective. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So collective energy on the positive side. Now let's revert that back to you personally, right? So as far as self, when the moon is in Sag on a collective standpoint, this is you You might be in the energy too to explore, break away. You know, oh, it's okay, babe. Go with your girlfriends. Go have a little bit of fun. I'm going to go hang out with the dudes. I'm going to hang out with the boys. We're going to go X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? So you could be in that energy, excuse me, as far as exploring and expanding your mind. You know what I'm saying? Being, you know, finding your purpose or being an individual, okay? Doing things by yourself for the most part, and you're okay with that, like you're fine with it. You know, so it's like you want to break free. It's like a break free energy. We all kind of want to just be free, do what we want to do. We don't want to feel limited. We don't want to feel like we're in a box. We don't want to feel like we're in a cage. Hopefully you have good weather where you're at. This is where a lot of people like to get out, especially it's falling on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday kind of energy before we hit the full moon. So people probably want to get out. You know what I'm saying? Do some things or do something different. If you can't get out and the weather's kind of bad, you'll probably think of ways on, you know, if you're going to Netflix it, you might build a fort in the living room or bring the whole mattress from the bed to the living room. You might just think of something super creative just to like have a different, you know, scenery or, you know what I'm saying? Like you're just going to think outside of the box for the most part. So this energy right now is really forcing us to kind of see that, you know. Let's say, for example, you're at a job that you don't really favor right now. You're going to really feel it, like, while the moon's in Sag. You're going to be like, man, I hate this. I don't even want to be here. Like, what time is it right now? Man, like, so that's when you need to, if you feel that way, that's when you need to figure out a way to make it a little bit fun, you know, be a little bit spontaneous. Like this is when, like, your ego would work best, or, you know what I'm saying? So you don't set yourself up with these squares or oppositions, but this would be a good time to like sometimes have those surface level conversations just to like make time go by, or, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to find some kind of way or talk about a deep topic or something like that, or, you know what I mean? Like make time pass if you're in that. Because you got to think, Sagittarius are very bold. You know, they like to take risks. So you got to really trust your intuition during this time as well. When the moon is in Sag, okay? Because things can be so fast, so quick, boom, boom, boom. Especially when it comes to like love and relationships. So when it comes to love and relationships, you know, this can be you guys going out on dates, someone surprising you with a date, possibly, maybe tapping you, oh, hun, let's do a, you know, let's go hop in the car, pack your bags. We're gonna go take a, what do you call those? Like a driving trip. Like you're just gonna drive like 5 cities into wherever you're gonna go instead of taking an airplane, you know? I don't even think anybody can fly right now, to be honest with you. But you're in a road trip. Thank you. You're gonna take a road trip, okay? This is like, oh, road trip, let's go. You know, it's like doing different things, especially if you live with someone or even your kids. You might even like tap into the inner child and let the inner child play when the moon's in Sag. You know what I'm saying? You might really be tuned in time to turn on what your kids got going on. You know what I'm saying? Find something to do. For most of you that are family oriented, because remember the sun is still in Cancer, so but for some of you guys that just want to be alone, you might want to break away from the kids. You might want to be like, you going to grandma's house. I'm about to go do what I gotta do for the weekend. You know what I mean? Like I'm about to go to a spa, I'm about to go be with my friends or whatever, spice things up a little bit. You know what I mean? Me and daddy are gonna go here, y'all gonna go over there to grandma's house. You know what I mean? So that might be a thing. You know, I would say use this energy if you are in a connection deep with someone, even friendships, you know, but if you do have a lover, as far as any type of friendships, I should say, you want to be very open. You want to be brutally honest. You don't want to beat around the bush, because with Sun in Cancer too, you also may have a thirst for some new connections. So this looks like if you do have someone that you're with, or you have a best friend that you're traveling with or something like that, you guys might find some sponsors for the day or the weekend. You know, when you go out, like people probably want to buy you some drinks or whatever. You know, you might be acclimated to just talking amongst the people that are around you wherever you're going. This could be the grocery store, the gas station, you know, wherever you got, the restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Like you just might be in that energy. If you're single, oh, it's ready time to mingle. Like it's mingling for the weekend. You may find yourself attracted to people who actually are free-spirited like you know, if you're feeling this energy as a collective, right? If you're feeling like, ooh, I want to get out, ooh, I want to look sexy, You know, I'm trying to go do this. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to gravitate to the people that have the same interests as you in the midst of conversation. You're like, oh, okay. They're like, oh, here's a card. We're going to be here tonight. Boom. You know what I mean? You're going to be like, oh, okay, well, I might check it out. Like, so, you know, especially when it comes to travel, because it rules the 9th house. So if you're in a relationship, I would just say bring the excitement. You know, you can probably bond off doing a fun activity, plan a trip, like I said, and, you know, do some new things, okay? Sag likes to do new things. They don't like doing the same thing over and over, like monotonous, whatever. This is the schedule, this is that. Like, that is not what a Sag moon likes to do. No, that's why I said they like to do what they want to do when they want to do it. So in the midst of this, what was I going to say? So as a collective, you know, let's think about even like with money and stuff, you know, money and career, because everyone's like probably focused on that low key, right? So when the moon is in Sag, so the energy as a collective, let's think about it. I feel like Sag moons, this is like the time to thrive. Like I said, make sure you have an outlet, or if you have some creative spark within you, if you have a talent, a skill, a gift, you have a business or whatever it is that you want, hobbies, something, you need something right now with this type of energy. When the moon is in Sag, you need to be out there doing something. So think bigger, okay? Learn a little bit more. You might need to, you know, open a book, you know what I'm saying? Tap into a podcast or YouTube channel, or like how you watch my channel right now, dive a little bit deeper into something, like expand yourself right now. You might need to look at something and figure out, why are you doing what you're doing? What makes you want to get up in the morning and go here or do this or do that? Like, what's the reason behind it? And once you know your why, then you can figure out, you know, and tap more into that. You know what I'm saying? And then you might also eliminate some stuff too, because you might feel that full moon and Cap coming up too. So you might think like, why am I doing this? I don't even want to do that anymore. I'm about to tap into this. So trust your instincts as far as when it comes to your money and your finances. You know, take calculated risks, okay? When you're exploring any type of money-making opportunities. Do your research on why you need to be getting into this, whether it's crypto, you know, all the stuff that's coming up, okay? So don't be afraid to really think outside of the box during this time. You know, anything that's related to like travel, educating yourself, anything in the entrepreneur field, this would be a good time to really like hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like, get your hustle on right now and go hard for yourself. That's what I would say, you know, especially if you're just now starting something or initiating something, or something is like your baby, you know what I mean? Like whatever it is that you're tapping into, like expand on that and make it grow. This is the energy to do it. Let me see how long Sag is here. It's usually 2 to 3 days as far as the moon, because the moon moves real fast. So you want to take these shifts as they come. That way you can optimize on the energy that's being presented. Hence why you watch my channel, so you can figure this out. So the moon is going to be in Sag. Oh, excuse me. What's today? So later today, probably in a couple hours, is going to go into Sag. And then, because we're still in Scorpio, just a little bit. I think it actually did move into Sag already. I want to say it did earlier. So where are we at? Oops, my bad, y'all. We're in, okay, so we're about to hit up on July. So yeah, so all the way up until Sunday, then we have the full moon on Monday. Okay, depending on where you're at in the world. I think low-key like Sunday night it might go into Capricorn. But just think weekend energy, it's going to be moon and Sag for the most part, okay? It also rules your liver and your hips and your thighs, because some people like to know that. So liver, oh, it's so funny how all the liver zodiac signs in the moon, it's like where people drink. I would be careful with that, with drinking. Anyways, so back at it. So now that we know all the positive, yummy, grand things as a collective, as far as how we may be experiencing this weekend, on the negative side to that, you know, every energy has a flip side, right? So you guys know I like to talk about the potential negative energy that you could be dishing out on how you react and respond, like a Sag moon, or what you may be receiving from other people on how they react or respond, right? So you got to think, you know, as far as self, remember, Sag likes to feel free. Sag doesn't like to be in a box. So you might have like this restless, impulsive energy about you. Like I said, make sure you have something that you're tapping into. I don't care if it's like you opening a book or you just taking a walk or a drive listening to music, doing something, going into nature, whatever it is, like, or literally traveling. Some people may even want to take a vacation this week. It is a holiday weekend coming up, 4th of July, if you celebrate it. So a lot of people are planning vacations right now. So this would be a grand time while the moon is in Sag during this weekend to get those things going and have a little bit of fun. But anyways, on the midst of that, if you don't have anything you're tapping into, you just sitting there bored on the couch, you know, you're going to be very restless and you're going to act out of impulse. Okay, you're going to do things just because. So make sure you know why you're doing it. Like, set intentions, because you could probably react and respond in a way that's not going to be in your favor. And here you go a week later or a month later, however it plays out for you, or even the next day, you know, you have a square opposition that you gotta get your way out of. Okay, so during this time, some people might find it a little bit difficult to commit to certain things, especially when it's like a long-term plan. That's that Sag energy, or to stick with one thing. Like I said, if you kick it with a Sag moon, you say, oh, you want to go to the store with me? Okay, cool, we can go to the store. All right, let's do it. And then you end up coming home at 3 a.m. You never know what you're going to get into. So, you know, people's energy just kind of might, oh, let's do this. So what does that look like, especially at work, or if you run a business? It kind of looks like, you know, if you're tapping into anything, you might start something and maybe not finish it all the way through. For some, not all, but it's important just to really find a balance, okay? You know, that way you can still continue. We got to continue this stability. You know what I mean? We got to continue to be consistent on whatever it is that we're tapping into. Don't lose sight of that, because remember, Sun's also in Cancer, okay? So we're more in our feelers during this time as well. Especially if you have like a love and relationships, you know, commitment issues. Like I said, go let your boo have some space. You go have your space and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all miss each other. The heart grows fonder when you guys aren't together, right? So you might be able to, you kind of let them go a little bit, okay? This is that strong need, like I was saying earlier, to be independent, to not be stage 5 clinger, to have a little bit of fun. Some people might even struggle with expressing their feelings if you have someone that, you know, you're dealing with in a love ship, or even friends, you know what I'm saying? They might struggle with expressing how they feel. This wouldn't be a grand weekend to have those deep, dark conversations. I wouldn't do it. I would hold off on that. But if two heads, depending on your situation, who you're dealing with, that's up to you to gauge. I would take it as case by case. But for the most part, some people might want to not go that deep when the moon is in Sag. It's only if it's like maybe for healing purposes, you know what I'm saying, to heal one another. If someone gets triggered, in the midst of conversation, to really kind of talk about it. But just find a balance between your own personal freedom and, whatever commitments that you have, whether it's you working on something or dealing with people, okay? That way you can maintain healthy connections, because sometimes people need a little bit of space. We need to be individuals, okay? The detachment energy may be a little difficult because the sun is also in Cancer, okay? Cancer likes to attach themselves for the most part to certain things, okay? People, places, and things. So, have a little bit of space. With money and career, now, Sag energy likes to take risks, remember? So you have to recognize, be very mindful, and you have to avoid being very reckless with your money this weekend. Okay, don't just be like, yeah, I got it. I'll buy everybody's dinner. Here goes like $400. Oh, your outfit, $100. oh, you know, this, that, whatever, gas, everything. Like, it's just like, oh, dang, here comes Monday or end of Sunday, full moon energy. You're like, oh my God, like, I ain't got money for rent. You know what I'm saying? So be careful with your spending during this time while the moon's in Sag, okay? And also, don't be reckless at work either with just putting too much on your plate. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then you just don't even execute, you don't even finish it, and then you end up getting trouble, whatever that looks like for you if you're at work. Make sure it's something that you know you can execute and get it done, and not just say, oh yeah, I got you, I got it, and then you get mad later. Because when a moon and Sag energy, like as a collective, when they're irritated, you're gonna know it. Like when they're mad and pissed off, you're gonna know it, and you're gonna feel the wrath of it. It's fire, okay? So keep an eye out. Be very practical. Be on the practical side of things, I would say. And that's where, if you guys are Gemini too, because it's the polar opposite, but sometimes Gemini energy needs to be put in the mix when the moon's in Sag. So make sure you make those informed choices, okay? So let's kind of figure it out. We're going to talk about the houses now, if you guys have downloaded your chart. If not, you know, what's your rising sign? So if you're an Aries rising, this is going to be playing out in your 9th house. Taurus rising, 8th house. Gemini rising, 7th house. Cancer, 6th house. Leo rising, 5th house. Virgo rising, 4th house. Libra rising, 3rd. Scorpio rising, 2nd. Sagittarius rising, of course, the 1st house. Capricorn rising, this is going to be in your 12th. That's me. Damn, that's a house of hardships. Aquarius rising, it's the 11th, and then the Pisces rising is the 10th house, okay? So now let's break down all the houses, that way you can find a way to find some meaning behind what's playing out while the moon is in Sag. So let's talk about it. So first house, this is positive energy because this is all about self. And remember, Sagittarius like to kind of be in their own bubble, their own energy, and do whatever the hell they want to do. So this is all about you expressing your true self and really embracing what you want to tap into, embracing your individuality during this time, okay? This is in your first house. Now, you can also be very infectious. Like I said, Sag moons are like happy-go-lucky. They like to be upbeat. They don't like that negative Nancy drama, deep emotional, none of that. So this is that upbeat, happy. You might be very infectious, like people want to be around your energy. You can be very enthusiastic if you're in the higher octave, of course. You know, so you may inspire other people, but on the same token, on the flip side of that, you got to watch out for being like too blunt, you know, or if you're operating ego, too much, or pride. You know what I'm saying? Like all the opposite. Just think of all the opposite. Whenever the moon is in its sign, think of the opposite of that. Okay, so don't be too blunt with your words when you're expressing them. Keep it real, but just remember to consider other people's feelings as well. Okay. Second house. So second house, the positive to this, so this is all about money and things that we value. I'm trying to think. I feel like this would be good as far as you finally taking a risk on maybe like a financial, you're trying to like increase your financials. You're looking at your financial forecast. You're like, it's not where I want to be. So you're probably tuning and tapping into different opportunities or different ways on how to make money. So this is where before you're probably sitting on this idea for a long time. You might just take action on it now with this moon and Sag energy. You might just, you know, just be like, okay, I've been studying this for a while. I know this is what I need to be doing, or this is where I need to invest in, or whatever have you. This will get me X, Y, and Z. You know, you could have been on it for a while, and so now you're actually going to tap into it, okay, which could be a good thing. So you could, with this energy right now, you could find ways to really increase your cash flow, okay, with this moon and Sag energy, okay. So utilize on Saturday, use this energy to maybe remove a desire, like, what's that word? Sacrifice a desire that you have to really get disciplined and tap into something that's pertaining to your financial forecast, if that makes sense. So, because you got to remember, Sag ain't afraid to take, you know, risks and, you know, they all about, if it's, oh, I'll go there if I'm gonna make some money, cool, you know what I mean? So, but you gotta also be cautious too. You don't want to just spend money just because, like, you don't want to be like, just because you got it doesn't mean it's going to be good for you to do whatever it is that you're tapping into. So don't be impulsive or you know, being overly optimistic like the Sag energy about financial ventures. You got to really stay grounded, think long term, look at the big picture before you really, you know, put all your eggs in one basket. Okay. So third house, we all know third house, you guys, is all about communication. Okay. Hi Joy, thanks for tuning in. How are you? So third house is all about communication, you guys. Okay. So third house, I would say this is a good one, because remember, Sagittarius have a thirst for knowledge. And their communication skills are like off the charts, right? They shine in this department. I think this would be a grand house, especially if you're, you know, in a higher octave right now. You could really tell some stories right now. You know what I'm saying? You can really put it laid on smooth, especially like if you're, let's say, for example, you're going on a trip, right? And this looks like them like overselling. You know how they like, you go to an oil stop and they like be like, oh, but you want to get this? You want to get the brakes on? You want to get this oil in? You end up saying no. So this is where you can use your gift of gab with the moon and Sag and really talk prices down. You know what I'm saying? You can use that energy. But also too, Sages, like I said, they don't mind teaching people. Now, you know, this is the energy of maybe if you learn something, in order to retain the information, let's say you watched it, you wrote notes, you soaked it in, and now you can educate other people. Okay, you can be like the wise teacher. Oh, excuse me. You might want to teach somebody something. Now, this could be in the midst of like talking to kids, friends, you're out, or lovers, family members, whoever. You might drop a gem on them. You know what I'm saying? When it's playing in your third house, you might drop hella gems. You'll probably shock your damn self about the information that's been stored in your brain. You're like, I forgot that I know that. Hey, I can monetize this knowledge. Like, you might have the epiphany. But beware though, on the negative side to that, you know, some people in the midst of telling the story, you might over exaggerate just a little bit, or be a little bit too preachy when you're in conversations and be like a know-it-all, and people can feel inferior to the information that you're providing. Like, you can make someone feel real stupid. Like, you can be like, duh, dummy, like, idiot, why don't you get that? You know, saying stuff like that can really hurt somebody's feelings depending on who you're talking to. If they didn't do no shadow work, they might be offended at you, how you're delivering your message or what you're saying. So you got to be careful when it's circulating in your third house right now. So just keep it real, stay open to different perspectives, you know, and take time to listen and then respond. Okay. So let's talk about fourth house. So fourth house, guys, this is a Cancer house. We have Sun in Cancer right now. So family, home. So when the Sag moon is lighting up your fourth house, honey, you know, you can use this as a deep connection to find out more about your roots. Like, this looks like maybe tapping into, like, I don't know, your gene key, human design, like trying to master yourself, or some information that you found out about. You might just dive deep into that. You know, you might even bring, you know, some love in the home, as far as maybe exploring different ways of doing things, you know, opening up, because, you know, it's all about home and family. So I'm thinking of, like, you can be very, use this energy if you're like, so you're not restless or impulsive. You can be very domesticated, like, you know, organizing, cleaning things out. I think this would be a great time to get that going anyways, because we do have the full moon coming up in Cap, and full moons are all about releasing. So this weekend, maybe organize your room or your office or your garage or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, get very domesticated in that sense. Also, too, it's a new month starting tomorrow. So it's always a nice ritual to have everything cleaned anyways. Spiritually speaking, it's good spiritual hygiene to do so. But just be mindful not to really neglect your need, you know, for whatever you need to do to be stable within self. You know, do some emotional grounding if you need to when it's in your house of fort. Like I said, you can really dive into like mastering self and studying yourself, or maybe doing some shadow work or something like that. if you don't have nothing else in the world to do. But that way you can create your own solid foundation within yourself, okay? So let's talk about 5th house. So we all know 5th house is a creative house, the house of romance, as far as partnerships goes. So you got to think moon and Sag, you might ignite the fire as far as, you know, whatever you're passionate about. You know, whatever your creative gifts and talents are, you might tap into that, you know, in the 5th house. You might be very flirtatious, very playful. You might let your inner child play. You might want to get out. You might want to be go on a hike or an adventure or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You might just want to do something different. You might want to be either this is like a travel pursuit, or you might do like a creative pursuit. You know what I'm saying? Like you might, like this looks like maybe, okay, I want to paint today, but I'm going to paint on top of the hill down the street. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. You could even, you know, dabble into some love affairs. If you have people that you talk to, some love affairs might happen, you know, because it's romantic partnerships. This is that one night stand kind of a vibe. So on the negative side to this, just don't be too impulsive, you know, in the matters of the heart when you're taking those unnecessary risks. You know, just keep a balance between you being spontaneous and having that emotional stability within whatever it is that you're tapping into. You'll be good. 6th house, if this is playing your 6th house. So this is like work, daily routine, stuff that you do. So like I said, use this fire energy to do, explore your skill sets. What are you skilled at doing? You know what I'm saying? Put whatever energy it is that you need to, especially if you guys have to work, you know, learn more, like use this opportunity. Mostly a lot of people are like out traveling and stuff, so depending on what you do for work, either you're gonna have lots of people coming in this weekend, or you're gonna have just close to nothing, or you're just gonna be off. You know what I'm saying? So as far as like daily living activities, you can make, you know, organize some type of, you know, environment for yourself to where it's like a healthy dynamic for you to get things done. Making sure that you, like, let's say you're passionate about working out. Okay, this is like meal prepping. You know, you don't want to like fall victim to, you know, eating unhealthy 4th of July because you have a regimen. You know what I'm saying? Like making sure you stick to the plan. You know, 6th house is like work though too. So it's like make your work environment happy. You know what I'm saying? Like bring the fun to it with that Sag energy, especially if you're in hospitality or customer service. Bring that fiery, light, yummy, you know, playful vibe at work so that you can get through your shift. You know, just be cautious, because when it's playing in the house of 6, you don't want to be sitting there bored. You don't want to be sitting there restless. You don't want to be sitting there doing the same routine over and over, because Sag moon doesn't like that. Okay, so you're going to get bored your goddamn self. Okay. But you have to find ways to still stay focused and still stay disciplined, right? So just make it fun for you if there's some goals that you need to achieve or something like that. You know what I'm saying? 7th house. We all know this is the house of relationships. So with this moon and Sag, this can really, you know, put a little energy into the mix. You know, add a little spice to the relationship. Like I said, go on an adventure together, date night, date. You know what I'm saying? Think of something like outside of the box if you're sharing your love for other people, places, and things. You know what I'm saying? Well, people, because it's relationships. So, you know, this looks like maybe you guys tapping into, like, I don't know, a documentary together and popcorn and Netflixing it on the couch. You know, like really like diving deep into something, or I don't know, like whatever, you know, it's like you bring a spirit when it's in the house of 7 to like grow and expand on your relationships. So even amongst friends, you know, or business partners or whatever, it's like finding ways where you guys can just kind of grow and learn more about one another, you know, whatever that looks like for you. Like if you don't know what your partner likes to do, even if they like to go out outdoors, you can test them and figure out, hey, you want to go bungee jumping this weekend? I got a whole cabin. I got everything. You know what I mean? Like, Boom. This is how you can see what they like, what they don't like. You know what I mean? This is how you can deepen the bond, deepen the connection, you know, while you're out having fun and getting stimulated in some form or fashion. Okay. So, but the negative side to this, you know, when it's in the house of relationships, like I said, Sag moons like to have space. So if you're trying to deepen a connection right now, you're wondering, do they want me? Do they want to be with me? You know, that fear of committing might be an issue. Like I said, this might not be a good time to really kind of figure that out. Have a little bit of fun. Go out. Because remember, we also have the full moon. It's all about releasing. That's coming out too. So I would wait till after that full moon energy if you really want to know the answer to that. You know, prioritize even your own freedom for your sake. Like I said, if it's in the house of 7, give your partner a little bit of space. You have your own space. Try and do things that you guys want to do. Don't over compromise. Don't be passive aggressive. Find a nice balance between your partner doing what they want to do and then you being independent and doing what the hell you got to do. 8th house. So 8th house, we all know, you know, this is like the house of transformation, things of that nature. That's in rebirths, right? It's a Scorpio house. So the moon in Sag is gonna, you know, it's gonna force you to kind of really maybe explore your emotions during this time, during this weekend. You might be world deep in there, like, damn, you know, like you might have to face a fear and tell somebody you love them, you know, or, you know, face your own fear within too about doing something or saying something, you know, you just might uncover that. I feel like it just forcing you to kind of go in. So the negative side to this, you know, if it's in your 8th house for the weekend, instead of going out with people, you might want to just like take a long drive or just book a whole damn weekend for yourself and do a spa retreat, have nobody around you. You might just want to get away and breathe new air. You know, you just might want to just escape, just go, you know. But don't do the escape, don't be the escapist on the negative portion to where you're escaping from yourself, because that can happen too as well, okay? You can overindulge in certain activities that aren't really that great for you, you know, so just embrace like being a little bit more vulnerable if it's in the house of 8, I would say that, okay? Like face your emotions like head on. 9th house, right? We're on 9th house? 9th house, guys. So this is a Sag house. So of course this is going to be good. You may travel. You may dive deep in educating yourself about something, learning something. You might tap into more spiritual practices for yourself, spiritually grow in some form or fashion, or, you know, whatever it is you're tapping into, you know, especially the higher education portion too. It's like you may feel, what's the word I'm looking for? You might have the thirst or the hunger to learn something when it's in the house of 9, because that's what Sagittarius do in this house. So you might just really dive deep into something. Like you might just do a whole, like, dive into a book or, you know, learn something online, a course or something, and just really focus and do something for you when it's in the house of 9. Or you might travel and go somewhere and learn something, you know what I mean? And then you'll probably get so excited, like, oh man, I didn't know this was this. And then you might become like really preachy about what you just learned and telling other people about it. Like, look, this is what this means. Like, you know what I mean? Like trying to force people to believe what you believe. So you have to be careful of that. You have to stay open-minded, remember, and respect. You know, not everyone's going to think like you or retain knowledge like you when the moon is transiting in the house of 9. You might get something really easy and something might click for you. You might understand it and it might just like, oh, dang, boop, light bulb. You know what I mean? But for somebody else, it might be a struggle when you're trying to explain something. Like this looks like me talking about astrology to my parents, about planets and aspects and conjunctions and all. They're like, what are you talking about? Like it might look like that. So just keep that in mind. 10th house. Oh, so this could be good when Sag moon is lighting up your 10th house. You might just go head on as far as like whatever your career is. You might put that extra the extra energy, especially when you're dealing with like customer service or hospitality. You're dealing with other people. You might be like super gung-ho about helping people and getting your job done. And, you know, even if you have your own business, You might go on a business adventure, possibly. You know, you might take work with you, but it might be at a nice resort for the week. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey guys, I'm live. Look at the island. Doesn't it look beautiful? Yeah, I'm about to go get a massage. I got my computer here. I got my laptop. You know what I mean? Like, you might just go on a whole little retreat and still get business done in the same token. Isn't that nice, right? So you might take some risks as far as your finances goes too. You know, like I said, in the house of 10, everyone's kind of focused. We got this Taurus stellium here playing out still. So trying to build stability, build our foundation, gain security within our lives, right? So you might actually take some action on those ideas and those plans that you wrote out. Now it's like, okay, I'm going to execute now. Okay, so you might take those risks using that fire energy to like try something. If this doesn't work, you got plan B and plan C, whatever. So you got to kind of watch out though. Don't be impatient, you know, impulsive, all those words. Especially when it comes to like anything about your money, especially when it comes to things at work or just your professional choices altogether. Stay focused. I would say, since Sag Moon, sometimes they'll say they'll do something, they'll forget to do it, and then they'll keep saying, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. It might take a long time. So I would say, if it's in your house of 10, create a strategic plan on what you want to execute, as far as if you're a CEO, big dick energy business owner, or even if you're at work, you got to get things done for, you know, I don't know, the end of it today, you know what I'm saying, or tomorrow or the next day, or you have like a deadline for something. Like, create a nice plan for yourself. Or if you're going to start something or initiate something, like, make sure you just have a plan. Like, have a plan, that way you can follow it all the way through, okay? Because then here comes full moon, you might just scrap the whole thing. If you ain't got no plan, you're gonna scrap it. You're gonna just like remove it from your life. You're just like, I don't even want to do this. So remember, create a solid plan and work hard for the things that you want to achieve, especially if this is like a dream and then all of a sudden you have the opportunity but you're not taking action. Ooh wee, that's, you know. So 11th house. So 11th house, this is the house of social connections and things of that nature, right? So friendships. You may just have a love for your community, you know, coming out. You might be super enthusiastic to, you know, help feed the homeless, or, you know, you're just going to have this vibrant energy around your friends. You're going to just bring this upbeat energy. You might be calling a couple of friends up, like, hey, you want to go to the store? And then you guys end up coming over at 2 a.m. Like, you just might want to get out and have fun and explore with your friends. Like I said, this is the weekend, it's holiday coming up. Some people are traveling, you know, wanting to be with family, friends, close people, or even meet new people. You know what I'm saying? When it's in the house of 11, okay? You might want to widen your circle of friends. You might be like, oh, they ain't got nothing going on. They ain't got no money, and I ain't paying for them, so I'm going to go on the trip by myself. I'm going to meet some people when I'm there, and I'm going to be Gucci. Like, you might do that. But be careful on the negative side to this. You know, be cautious, because Sag Moon energy is like, they could be all over the place with ideas and just be, you know, overly idealistic with everything. You know what I mean? So don't neglect your own needs too. Don't become the people pleaser. You know what I'm saying? Don't let people tell you what to do. Don't do things in the sake of trying to please somebody else too when it's a house of 11, just so everybody can have fun, but yet you over here mad inside and you're not expressing it. No, that's the total opposite of Sag Moon. You want to do the opposite of that, right? So have balance with your social interactions. Self-care is always first. 12th house. So 12th house, so this is illuminating your 12th house, okay? So this is, you might have like a spiritual awakening. You might feel like a deeper connection to the spirit realm during this time. You might educate yourself about something. You might have, your intuition might be on point during this time. You know, you might see some things like unseen realms, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to remember that free Sag energy. And also you got to think, this is a Pisces house, and so Jupiter rules Pisces as well as Sag does, right? It's the other side. So it's like the yin and the yang energy in a sense. So you might want to be in your own space, okay? You might want to, like I said, dive deep into spiritual activities or into self, or this would be a good time to go into nature, you know, anything of that sort. You know, just be aware though. Don't when you go to the spiritual realm, you don't want to stay there for too long, because it's like when you escape reality, everything else kind of gets left behind. And I know it's the weekend, so you might not feel that anyways, because we have Sun in Cancer. It might level that out for you. You might want to like actually integrate and talk to people, but just stay grounded in whatever practices that you're aware. Stay aware of yourself. It's good to go places to learn, and you know, don't get stuck in the astros is what I like to call it. You know, when we navigate real deep into our subconscious, woo-wee, that could be major rabbit holes, right? So guys, let's move on. We're gonna tap into aspects here, okay? I want to see what's playing out as far as the aspects goes. What else energy do we have to worry about? Oh man. Oh, that's cool. We have the Sun conjuncting Mercury. So that's water energy. Sun is in Cancer, Mercury's in Cancer. So that's a lot of water right there. So this can bring some yummy conversations to people. Conjunctions typically help with expressing your thoughts, you know, bringing the lighter side to the conversation, bringing the feelings and, you know, bringing your feelings and expressing them, you know, being emotional, you know, those things. Your intuition might be high in. Emotional intelligence might be high in. You might have a deeper understanding or overstanding for when someone's expressing something to you or saying something. You might watch their, you know, body language and their posture. You might feel something first before you go deep or before you get logical about it. You're gonna feel it, like really feel it. Like if someone says, yeah, I lost my money, my job fired me. It's like you'll feel their pain as they're expressing it to you, for the most part. But it also can bring, like, you know, you can get really creative too with how you express yourself to other people. This might be like looking like a jokester, bringing the fun, you know, that lighthearted kind of energy, Sun energy, right? Bringing the warmth to the conversation. We also have the Sun sextiling Jupiter too. So we all know Jupiter's in Taurus, which is an earth energy. This is like boosting your confidence, you know, especially with Moon and Sag. This can really boost your confidence, take risks, and this is that optimistic kind of an energy. You just want to feel that abundant energy. Like, remember, you can have an abundance in anything, okay? I'm not talking, some people get that confused with money for some reason. They think just, oh, I want to be abundant. Like, no, if you really want to manifest or materialize, whatever you want to call it, money, that's totally opposite. Like, say finances. Like, you know what I'm saying? Use those words. But you could be abundant in just like having all green lights when you're driving to work, you know, having a smooth day at work and everyone being nice to you and yummy, you know, that's abundant energy. You know what I'm saying? Being able to wake up and have like, you know, a blanket and toothpaste to brush your teeth and hot water to wash your ass. That's abundant. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's totally different from like money. So just know that. But anyways, so with this sextile, this is where you can attract opportunities that really align with your desires and whatever it is that you're tapping into, whatever you're into at the moment. Because remember, Jupiter is that Moon and Sag too. Ooh, that's good because that's the ruler. So, you know, if you believe that good things come your way, you may experience that throughout your days this weekend. You know what I'm saying? If you have that on your mind, you'll be able to attract those opportunities that come to you. The ones that provide stability and security, because remember, Jupiter's in Taurus, which is the earth energy, and it's all about that. Material possessions and things of that nature, because remember, Venus rules Taurus. So, you know, especially in your professional life, you know, as far as if you own a business, or this might look like, oh, they might say, hey, you know what, everybody gets off on 4th of July, or the day before 4th of July, or something like that, you know what I mean, or everybody gets a raise, you know what I'm saying, you might hear some good news. So keep a positive mindset, But overall, I feel like with this combo here, this is like a nurturing kind of intuitive energy of the Cancer with that grounded, abundant vibe of the Taurus energy coming together. So it's all about maybe creating a solid foundation so that you can grow, so that you can prosper, right? Use the word prosperity, okay? Yeah, embrace everything coming your way. We also have Mercury. Mercury's trining Pisces as well. So this is good. Or Saturn in Pisces, sorry. Remember, Saturn in Pisces is retrograde. I did that video, watch that on how it affects you personally. So this is a good trine. This is like, Mercury's a planet of communication. Saturn's all about discipline right now, right? So between your communication style, discipline, and structure, it's like a smooth collaboration amongst your mind, right? Whatever long-term goals you have for yourself, this is you positively thinking that you know you can execute it and you know that it can happen for yourself. This will really enhance your ability to think logically, to get things done, have a strategy. So I like this energy. It's like giving a little bit of focus with this trine energy, right? You know, organizing your thoughts, not being all over the place and having all these ideas in your mind. But no, actually having the ideas, writing them down, coming up with a plan and executing it and being excited about it and knowing, you know what, I can do this. I just got to put my mind to it. I just got to put energy in it. I just got to bring myself. I got to show up for myself. I got to be consistent. You know what I'm saying? I got to be reliable. I got to trust myself to get this done kind of vibe. So that's kind of what that is. It's kind of supporting, think of it as like a support anchor to really, whatever a support anchor for all of your commitments that you have for yourself, okay? Whatever your duties, responsibilities, and obligations are. And it's like giving you the energy to promise yourself that you're going to kind of low-key follow through, or high-key follow through, I should say. So let's move on. What, do we have time? Yeah, we have time. Yay, we have time to do, let's do a spread. I want to do a spread now. I want to do a spread. Let me take these off. I'm trying to wear my glasses more, you guys, so that I don't have like headaches. I get like those minor little, because I'm always looking at a computer screen. So let's do the collective energy. Oh, I hate when it makes those marks on my face. Let's do a collective energy spread, guys, and see how we're vibing, how we're feeling. You guys, it's like bee central outside of my house. I got wasps and regular bees. And butterflies and dragonflies. Major transformational energy, right? Butterflies, I would see like, I want to count in one day. I probably see like 20 to 30 butterflies, I swear to you. It's crazy. I feel like I'm in like fairyland or something. All right, guys, we're gonna do a collective spread. Oh, I'm tripping. Hold on. Let's do. Hi, Jackson. What are you doing, man? Guys, let's get started. I need fire. I need fire and desire, baby. What's the collective energy? How are we feeling? What is going on? What do we need to be aware of during this time? Okay. See, we're all wanting to get out. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all, we have the community card here, okay? Card number 7, taking action on wanting to get outside, wanting to talk to people, wanting to converse, wanting to learn, educate, you know, bump heads with one another, have those, you know, conversations where we can learn from one another. And also, like I said, travel, get out. This looks like I said, you can go out with friends, lovers, whatever, going out with family, kids, because Sun's in Cancer. You know what I'm saying? And just getting out there, taking action. 7 is a number of action. It's a masculine energy. This is what we're in. Masculine, moon and Sag, masculine. It's immutable, so you're able to adapt to all the energies that are around you for the most part, or we should be. Turning into a chameleon, you know what I'm saying? Free-spirited vibes, okay? Getting out there, mingling, all the things I was kind of talking about. Normally, guys, when I do these cards are just confirmations of what's already playing out for us, right? So it's good to kind of see it come out again. So we also have the Door Spirit, depending on where it's playing in your house, okay? A lot of changes are coming about. So this is the energy to really explore the deep depths of yourself, like mastering your own energy, figuring out who you are, your blueprint, you know, creating your footprints in the sand, kind of a vibe with what's going on, doing healing, you know, because we have Sun in Cancer, so we're still in the emotional side, don't forget. So I always say Cancer season is a grand time to go within. It can get kind of harsh when the Sun is in Cancer, like, because we're forced to feel something in some form or fashion about something, okay? So if you don't want to deal with people, humans, whatever, you know what I'm saying, go within, okay? Or do activities for yourself, you know what I'm saying? Do those spiritual activities. That's Door to Spirit. We also have 5th chakra. This is very telling. This is such moon and Sag energy. 5th chakra is our throat chakra, right? So talking, speaking, all of the things. We do have Mercury sextiling Jupiter right now. Mercury's also trining Saturn, literally what I was just talking about. So, you know, going out, creating structure for ourselves as well. This could be talking to ourselves about plans and things that we want to get done. This could be, you know, also conversing with other people that's around us, you know what I'm saying? Also believing in yourself, having positive thoughts, right? 39 equaling the number of 12, which equals 3. You know, instead of just talking about our creative pursuits, you know, we're actually talking about them amongst maybe other people, possibly, that are helping our visions come true. We're actually talking about plans, bringing structure in, you know, things of that nature, having those thoughts, or we should be making sure that we're still sticking to the plan. We're not getting lost in the sauce and washed up with the Sun and Cancer energy, okay? So 3rd eye chakra with the moon in Sag, like I said, for some of you guys, spiritually speaking, you may see an realm, you know, realms unseen, you know what I'm saying, or tapping into some type of spiritual work. This is the 6th chakra, so opening your 3rd eye. It's kind of like once you become conscious and aware of what the hell is really playing out in the world, you can't turn it off like a light. Once you see something or know something, it's over. It's a wrap. You're already here. You can't go backwards. Sometimes that can be, you know, at a detriment if you can't handle this energy, or you can't handle knowing the truth about what's being played out, as far as like globally speaking, and also about yourself and who we are and the people around you. So be careful not to get overwhelmed with that, especially if you're still learning about all of these things, okay? Energy, metaphysics, esoteric information, you know, even the truth about what the hell is going on as far as our economy, the government, you know, whatever's playing out, right? The food, everything. So, you know, it's like everyone's kind of, you know, let's use the terms everyone's familiar with, waking up. In the spiritual number of 7, universal year of 7, everyone's kind of like seeing how everything's playing out. So this is unprogramming, reprogramming, diving a little bit deep, thinking about the meaning of everything, moon and Sag. Why are we doing what we're doing? Why is this happening? what's the meaning behind all of this, you know, and how things are playing out for you on a personal level and also on a global level. Thinking of master plans, okay, with this thinking man here. Thinking of how to create new things, 46 equaling the number of 10. Ending old patterns, behaviors, like I said, unprogrammed, reprogramming. A cool little tidbit, if you guys didn't know, like Sag mission, you know, Sag moon energy, they probably grew up with like in a religious home possibly, so what they did was dissect all of that, and what they learned, you're like, you know what, wait, as they got older, hold on, I don't believe in that. And this is someone like actually tapping into believing in other things, you know what I'm saying? So we could be on this path of like ending all of that old stuff, right, and then going into the new way of thinking, the new way of speaking, the new way of learning, the new way, you know what I'm saying? All the new. Hey Mari, thanks for tuning in. So that's just letting us know we need to remove all the old stuff. Is breaking down, it's done, it ain't working. You gotta move along with the new, okay? Whether this is people, places, and things. It's just like, it's just a cute little message for us as a reminder, right? Let's pull up some chakra cards really quick, and then I'm going to go into this Tarotstrology. What do we need to see for the collective? Yeah. Oh, yeah. What wanted to come out but didn't come out? Healing. This almost fell out. We'll keep it to the side. I think it's a nice, it's like we are kind of, some people, we don't realize it. You are healing yourself every single day in some form or fashion, okay? Like I said, it can be a lot as far as media outlets. Now anyone can pick up a device and say something. You know what I'm saying? It can go viral, whether it's true or false information. So we have to be aware of that, right? We have to utilize our intuition and our gut whenever we're carrying out anything in life, or whenever we're internalizing something. So going within, okay? 40 equaling the number of 4, which is your home, your foundation, your roots, who you are, protecting you and yours. You know what I'm saying? Using your intuition. We all have it, right? So making sure we're utilizing it, exercising it, I should say, okay? So with this moon and Sag energy, this is, here it goes, exploration, exploring, wanting to get out, travel. This is the number 11, a master number. Taking action, you know what I'm saying? Whether this is exploring different parts of self, whether this is exploring other people, places, and things, you know, making sure we're getting out there, because the whole point of us being here is to, number one, create, right? That's why the creation card is here, okay? Create something new, something different, okay? Operating in our north node. Okay, having those experiences. You can't sit in the house and shell yourself away from the world and just be on media and thinking that your life is going to change. You have to interact. You have to have circumstances that don't fall in your favor sometimes, that can be a catalyst for you to change, for you to actually even develop some ideas, to get creative, to put some fire under your ass, okay? To radiate, to glow, okay? You know, and for you to really do some soul searching and always continuously healing, but also learning, evolving, growing, going upward and onwards, okay? This is nothing that we don't already know, guys. And staying grounded in the midst of all of this, right? We got a lot of 4s in the board too. Making sure we're doing our grounding practices. That way we don't fall too deep in Fantasy Island. That way we don't fall into these rabbit holes and want to escape and get away from the world. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to find a nice balance, right? I love that this came out. Finding a nice balance. 24 equaling the number of 6, which reminds me of the word reciprocity. Having reciprocity with things that we do. Whatever energy we dish out. You know, some of us, we don't have expectations. Some do. But we shouldn't have expectations, but it's, you know, the reciprocity of it all, okay? If I'm going to pour into you and I'm doing X, Y, and Z, I mean, come on. We got to, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's got to be an equal level playing field here, some form or fashion, right? So just cute little reminders for us there as well. Now, let's bust out the Tarotstrology, guys. Really quick here. What time is it, actually? Oh, it's 2:30. I actually have to go somewhere, so. So we're going to do a quick Tarotstrology. I might pull another deck. We'll see. So Tarotstrology, if you guys know, this is adding tarot and astrology, whatever's playing out in the astros right now, and correlating it to any situations that we have going on right now at this time, right? Okay, so let's see what we have, guys. This is a quick little snippet. What does the collective need to see? What do we need to be reminding of during this time? I love this deck. This deck, when this deck came into my hands, it was love at first sight. Ooh, a lot of wand energy. That's a lot of fire. A lot of fire, guys. A lot of fire playing out. Hold on. I do read reversals and uprights, just so that you guys are aware, if you guys are new here. What do we have here? Yeah, we're past. Of course, you know, so you guys, we are in a time where everything's changing and it's happening so fast, right? So we have to remember, ever since, remember when those I swear, when those 6 planets were all in Taurus, it's like we were forced to figure out, you know, and look at everything on the material perspective and the earthly, you know what I'm saying? Like we were forced to kind of look at what we have, what's going on. We were forced to kind of come down to earth, in a sense is what I like to call it. And realizing what have we gotten ourselves into after all of this time, okay? What did we build for ourselves? What are we tapping into on a creative aspect, on a financial forecast aspect, on an emotional, physical, however you want to look at it. All the experiences that we chose to put ourselves in, because we all make choices, right? Some things are fated, some things happened that wasn't, you know, something that we wanted to happen, but we had these experiences that we had. So now it's kind of like we're all forced to kind of look at our lives. Where are we going? What are we doing? Who's involved? Who I want involved? You know, so I feel like there's some energy that we're passing up here. Change is what I want to say. Change. Remember, Taurian energy, they don't really like to embrace change so easily, right? And so we kind of, since then, we also still have that Taurus stellium here with Jupiter in Taurus, Uranus in Taurus, and our North Node is in Taurus as well, you guys, okay? So it's forcing us to change, okay? The unexpected happens, okay? The unexpected things are arising that's coming out, whether this is on a global standpoint or for you personally. So right now, some people may not want to take action. They may not want to hear what's being played out right now, Page of Wands energy, okay? We may not want to know that, you know, getting the jab was fake and false, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, we may not want to know all these truths. It may be hard to listen to them. It's like, what do you believe now? What's fake? What's real? What's truth? What's that in the sky? Is that a UFO or is it not? You know, is it Project Blue Beam? You know what I mean? Like, we're all trying to figure these things out, okay? It's like a movie playing out, and we're like, okay, what character do you want to resemble? So it can be difficult. Some people may not want to take action, you know. We still have this fire stellium playing out as well in the sign of Leo, okay? We have Venus and Mars in Leo, and also Lilith's in Leo. Some people might be an introvert, but they're forced to be front center stage with their feelings or emotions or acting upon something that they may not be comfortable with during this time. Some people don't want the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? It's like action, lights, camera. You know, some people aren't ready for it. You know what I mean? Depending on where you're at in life. This could be mentally not ready, physically not ready, emotionally not ready for it. Some people are just kind of scared to do that. You know what I mean? Just kind of being in the spotlight like that. And I totally get it. Totally understand. So, you know, with that, that's Leo energy as well. You know, certain things we're forced to change, and it's being illuminated, like dead smack in our face, like, oh, your bank account says, you know what I mean? Or this is your living situation, or, you know what I mean? Like, this is what's playing out at work. this is what you have to deal with now since you deal with those people. These are your situations that, you know what I'm saying? Like everything's playing out in a way where it's like we're forced to look at it and deal with it, and take action. Do we want to change? Do we want to grow? Do we want to evolve? Or do we want to stay the same? Okay. So we do have 4 of Wands here in reverse, which is more fire energy. This is Aries energy playing out. Some of us are being impulsive and reckless, you know, because we want to celebrate life. We want to have fun, but in the same token, it's like we could be acting too quick. You know, it's like you have the news doing all this fear mongering, and so it's like, okay, I gotta do this. I gotta invest in that. I gotta do that. I gotta get into this. It's like all of these moving parts, but yet maybe the leg has broken on the table. You know what I'm saying? It's not stable. It's shaky ground. It's a shaky foundation. 4 of Wands in reverse, okay? Something's shaken up, you know what I mean? And now we could see it. Damn. You know what I mean? Like, this is people losing jobs, you know what I'm saying? Breaking apart as far as connections, friendships, business partnerships, lovers. And now you're kind of forced to maybe, this looks like, for example, it's like you got a divorce and now you're forced to kind of live on your own and, you know, custody of the kids and stuff like that. It could be that kind of an energy, just to give you a visual on what all these Wands in reverse are playing out as. So now it's like, damn, I have to start over. What's going to happen? Fool in reverse. Like, oh my God, it's like a reset. It's like, think of it like a low-key great reset in a sense. You know, that's why I always say stay positive as much as you can, and whenever you do have an obstacle, take the pieces of the rubble from that, learn from it, and then do something better, you know what I mean? Or eliminate something out of your life that is putting you in a detriment, whether this is people, places, or things, okay? So you can have a new beginning. Some people don't want to start over. Some people want to go backwards. Some people want to go like, I want to go back to the old way. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you and let you down. I'm sorry to be the person, but there's nothing that's going to go back the old way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even I sit there and reminisce sometimes. Like, I'll fall into a rabbit hole just to look at the nostalgia of how life used to be back in the 90s or something like that. You know, looking at content like that. I'm like, dang, it was just all... I remember when I was unaware, like I'm watching people eat certain things. I'm like, damn. And it's now that I know information, I'm like, it used to just be all fun and just, you know what I mean? And no, it's like over, it's a wrap. It's like totally different now. So some people may have a hard time with that right now, to go into this new beginning. You know, I'm not ready to pack my bags yet. I'm not ready to start over. I'm not ready to give up my vices, old patterns and behaviors. I'm not ready, but it's kind of like we're forced to do it. And so now here we're looking at also who we're hanging around, we're associated with, what job we have, you know, who are we with in relationships, best friends, you know what I mean, business partnerships, whatever it is. We're forced to kind of look at, are these people even here for me, or do they have something, it's like, do they want something from me? So here you go with the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Like, it's like, damn, I gotta look at it and see, like, these people really don't even, they're not wanting to support me in anything that I do, you know, especially family members or friends. It's like a stranger will support me faster than, you know, they will. You know, it's kind of like, damn, so now I got to let them go because I'm on this new road. I'm forced to change, so I got to do X, Y, and Z. But it sucks because you're looking back at, there's people that don't want you to be put in the spotlight. It's like low-key in a sense with this fire stellium. Everybody wants some form of attention, but it might be attention from the wrong people, places, and things. It's like we're all fighting for something. We're fighting because money loves attention, right? So that's what everyone's kind of focused on, this piece of cotton. So, you know, people are doing, you know, things for themselves, only thinking about themselves. It's low-key, think of it like a dog-eat-dog world, okay, with this 3 of Pentacles in reverse. It's like, no, I'm not going to support you and put you on a pedestal and help you out. I'm not going to do that. I need to do it for myself. Like, forget you. That's, a lot of people are carrying out the energy, which sucks. So when you recognize that, this is where you have to eliminate those people, places, and things, whether this is family members, lovers, friends, business partnerships, whatever ships you're sailing, okay? And it can be very sad. It can be like, damn, I don't have the drive anymore. Chariot in reverse. What do I do now? Where do I go from here? And we have Sun in Cancer. This is a Cancer card. And since we're not forced to, it's more emotional intelligence, it's not logical, we're forced to feel all of this. You know, feeling like, damn, how does this person make me feel? How do I feel about this? You know what I'm saying? We can get very emotional. That's why I said it's a grand time to do some shadow work if you're triggered. If you can't handle what situations are playing out in your life right now, like I said, some people might not be motivated. Some people might be with this fire stellium. Some people, like I said, may not want to take action. It could be playing out total opposite depending on what octave you're operating in right now at this time. Okay, that's for some. So on the other token of that, we have a lot of uprights, so that's good. So like I said, some people do want to take action. We have 5 of Wands. A little bit of, you know what, I don't care if I've seen 10 other bread companies or 20 other water companies. I'm going to make the best alkaline water ever. Like really thinking about it, you know, taking action. This is like healthy competition. Like, I don't care who's done what. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it the best way possible. Leo energy. This is also sun energy too. And sun's in Cancer right now, so it does rule Leo. But this is that 5 of Wands energy. Whatever I'm passionate about, whatever I put my blood, sweat, and tears into, whatever I take action on, oh, it's going to be good. And so here I am. I'm looking at how it's playing out. You see, like for me in spiritual community, you see like a lot of, you know, we call it like fake woke, like people act like they're spiritual just to get $1. And it just sucks for us that are the true psychics to actually do the work, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, damn, well, I'm watching all this play out, but I'm still going to put out what I got to put out. I'm still going to do what I got to do. I'm not letting any of that stop me, because we get a lot of like, you know, especially when it comes to business matters, you know what I'm saying? You know, this is getting like shunned on social media. This is getting our platforms taken down. We got to restart all over again. And there goes that fire passion saying, I'm not going to give up. I don't care what they do. I'm still going to keep fighting. 5 of Wands energy. Okay, so, and look at that, 10 of Wands. So this is like, no, we're ending that. We're crushing that. Like, now you're going to see the real people stand up. You know what I'm saying? Like that 10 of Wands. We're ending all of that. It's the end of that old world or that old way of thinking, that old way of doing something. It's the end of that. Like, we're going on to new beginnings, new horizons, new explorations, new systems, new everything. Okay? This is Sagittarius energy. People want to be free. Okay? This is the idea of finding ways to be free. You know, in the same token, in that 10 of Wands, you got to think, now here comes more duties, responsibilities, and obligations. So this looks like I said, back in the day, life used to be so simple. Just throw your shoes up on the pole or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then play outside, no phones, you know what I mean? Like living life, you know, experiencing life back in my time, because I'm an 80s baby. But now it's like you got to think of protect your energy, cloak. You got to watch out for this, watch out for that, master manipulators, It's like all these extra things that we got to do on top of our regular duties and responsibilities, like brushing our teeth and washing our ass. You know what I'm saying? So if you come up where I'm come from, like an 80s baby, you know how life used to just feel so good, like VHS style. You know what I'm saying? Like living life so different. And now it's just like everything is flipped. Like I feel so bad for this generation of kids, because it all starts with our children. I feel so bad for them having to have these devices slapped in their face in the goddamn stroller, like already being programmed in the stroller with a goddamn iPad. You know what I'm saying? All this AI stuff. It's like, you know, everything's a click of a button now. Like you can like just be at home gaining 400 pounds and just have everything come to you. Like I feel bad. Like it's like we got to work extra hard, especially if you have kids and you have to raise the kids. You know what I'm saying? So hats off and kudos to y'all. Y'all the real superheroes if you all have kids. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, especially if it happened when it was like a blessing or blissing, but it was also a liability because probably you weren't ready for it. You know what I'm saying? And like, I salute y'all for having the responsibility to have to take care of another soul here in this time. So like I said, new things happening, new beginnings. So we're closing out the old way of doing things. There's a lot of new shit happening. So it can be very hard to embrace that. With this 9 of Swords energy, it can be looking like a nightmare. It's like, damn, now I gotta tell my kid this, or you know what I mean? I gotta teach them this and that. It's like you gotta go extra and overboard, even for yourself. Like it's like you used to do things a certain way, and now it's like, damn. So this looks like sleepless nights, like not getting rest. Carrying out all these duties, responsibilities, and obligations. It's like you're so close to We're also close to kind of maybe finishing certain cycles up. Like, okay, we're getting the gist. We're getting acclimated. We were shown something totally different by being locked in our houses since 2020. So it's like forcing us to really kind of think outside of the box, and really appreciate and love how things are working out. Like, we have to recognize, we got to bring in that Venus energy with this Nine of Swords here, because this is Gemini energy. We got to think on both sides. Like, okay, we got to be logical about this. Like, is this really going to work out? We got to utilize our intellect with the way we move a lot of the times, okay? And making sure we find the love within the things that we want to do. You know what I'm saying? Or find the love within our material possessions that we want to bring in. What the fuck was that just flew by? Oh, I'm seeing some stuff. Okay, so bring it on back, Tisha. So it's kind of like we have to make sure that we do get rest, and that, you know, we do, you know, making a list of the things that we do value, you know, our priorities and things that Mary said, yes. Making sure we understand and understand what are our list of priorities now, because they probably changed, the things that you value, your morals, your belief system got rocked to sleep, and now you're waking up in a whole new time. It's like everything is so different. And so with this Pisces moon, it just continues to keep being revealed to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, still more things keep coming out every single day. It's some new headline, and now we have to decipher: is this real? Is this fake? What should I do? What action do I need to take? Like, it's like all these extra things now. Life didn't used to be like that. So we all have to adapt in some form or fashion, right? And with this Pisces moon energy here, it's kind of like now we're deep in real think. We're all up in our psyche. We're forced to, you know, use our intuition to see. Like, when I always say, if you have the ears to hear and the eyes to see, this is you using your magi to see beyond the bullshit, to see beyond what's being put in your face. Like, we have to do that now, because we've been watching television since we were young. We had to turn that off, you know what I'm saying? And really get tuned in, tapped in, turned on in different ways, okay? So this looks like us nurturing what we have already, protecting what we have already. Four of Chalices, okay? Think of the house 4 as well, protecting home and family, people that we value. Finding ways to comfort ourselves as well, because we can look like one day we're just over it. Like, some people, sometimes we're just over it. Like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm over it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we push aside our own feelings, you know what I'm saying, by making sure everybody else is good, you know, because maybe you know how to get yourself right and other people can't that are around you, like, you know, kids or your lover, or even at work. Like, you could look like the peacemaker, but yet you have to remember still, it starts with self, right? We still gotta, don't neglect your own needs with this 4 of Chalices, because you can get over it and you can go into Fantasy Island. This is Neptune energy. It's also Cancer energy at that. A lot of water, right? And we're in Cancer season. So some people may want to escape. This looks like vices, being an introvert, staying at home, not wanting to touch anything in the grocery store because they're talking about some fungi thing going on. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything, right? It's like a lot. It's a lot. I know, it's a lot. So we have to make sure we're resting these avatars. We're getting our proper sleep. 4 of Sword energy. We're making sure we're removing and filtering out all the snakes and the bullshit and everything like that. Like, making sure we're feeding our mental the right things. And also, too, making sure we're not diving too deep into, like I said, the spirit realm, or falling in rabbit holes where we don't want to get up and still create and still, you know, be happy about waking up. You know what I mean? Walking in gratitude and having a good day. Like, we got to remember, we're still here, right? You're here for a reason. You have a mission. So making sure our thoughts are positive. This is Mercury energy, too, especially that Libra energy. Libra is ruled by Venus. So being more loving with the things that we say to ourselves, and maybe the things that we're conversing with other people, okay? Maybe taking a rest from having those certain conversations, you know, not being superficial, actually going deep and talking to people with substance, you know, removing our energy, removing ourselves from amongst other people as far as like, oh yeah, they ain't doing it for me. Like, they're just so lost in sauce. I can't relate. I can't relate. I'm sorry. I can't talk to this person anymore. Like, I'm growing. I gotta go. You know what I mean? Like, doing things like that. So, Four of Swords. You know what I'm saying? So, just a quick reminder, you know, it's all about, it's part of the healing journey. Okay? This is the Star card. Imagine if everybody just really sat there and did the work on themselves. Whew. I wonder where we would be. Like, seriously, like, so this is Aquarian energy. It's like once you're on this healing journey, it's never ending, honey baby. Okay, let me tell you. It's just learning how to cope with things that were triggers. Ripping the badges off of the things that we experienced and things that were detrimental and things that we went through. We'll never forget. But, you know, we're just living a better life because we're healed from it. You know, now it's just a scar, you know what I'm saying, on our avatar armor that we have. So now when you're in the healing mode, or when you've healed enough, you've done a lot of shadow work, it's like now you can use that Aquarian energy and really think outside of the box. This is where you can actually come together and talk to other people and get to know them and create soul groups, soul fams, whatever, you know, people that are on the same accord as you, and not be afraid to be out, to not be afraid to be weird, I would say, because people that are different used to get shunned, right? Aquarian energy, they used to get shunned, you know, for being different, being like the rare gem. Now it's like, call me weirdo, I like it. I don't want to be cookie cutter like everybody else. I want to be different. No, so not everybody's fighting to be different for the most part. But you still have those people that just copy everything and everybody, and this is where all those trends come in on social media. It's so easy to fall into those trends. Trust me, I'm on TikTok and I've been doing little games on there just to kill time. It's a trend though, right? You know, it's just like there's some form of fashion we're all doing. We're playing out a trend in some form or fashion, whether you like it or not. But we all want to be outside of the box. We all got to fight to be unique now. We got to bring something different to the table. And you can't do that if you haven't really worked on yourself and healed. So, you know, this is an ongoing journey. So continue to do that. That way you can see other perspectives. That way you can clear your mind. That way you can archive the things that you went through, and you're not projecting out to the world in a negative fashion. You know what I'm saying? So just some reminders, you guys. I love this deck. I can go deep. I can go a little deep. I was trying to think, should I pull out another deck? Hold on. Let's see. Ooh, let's bring some love in. I don't know, we're in Cancer season. I kind of want to bring in the love. Let's bring the universe love cards just to see what messages it has for us. Okay. You guys don't forget to click the like button and share this video out to Twitter or something, or somebody needs to hear it. Or to a friend, Telegram chat, whatever y'all got going on. Uh-oh. Every time I think of the phone ringing, the house phone, I think of the movie The Matrix. Like, I don't want to answer because I feel like I'm letting someone in. I'm weird, I know. All right. What is the universe, or what do we need to hear as a collective? What do we need to see? Because we all need a little bit of love. What do we need to see as a collective? Ooh. All right, so we have here, oh, I like this. Start where you are. This is very prominent. I love that this card came out, you know? Starting where we're at is very important. The great, deep, profound feeling of just knowing you can just be who you are right now, and you can start, whether this is a new health regimen, whether this is you eating different, whether this is you changing your look, whether this is you all of a sudden using your throat chakra, talking, you know, starting something new, a project, a new job, whatever, like doing something new outside of the box and starting where you're at now. I remember back in the day, it used to be a thing to be like this social media influencer. Now it's like saturated and anybody can just go go viral now. And like now they're like famous and they're on red carpets and stuff. It's crazy to think that, but that's the world that we're in. So I like that this card kind of came out. It's like, don't overthink anything. Don't overanalyze. Just be you. Do whatever it is that you want to do. Create whatever you want to create and just see what works, see what doesn't, and just keep going forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't go backwards. Like, just try something. Like, have some kind of idea. Don't go, you can always fix something later after you edit it. Like, for me, like, I remember when I first started content, I would make sure everything's all perfect before I even do anything. Now when I do it, I'm like, I'm posting it, and then I'll just look at myself and see how I can do something better, see how I can enhance it, or what to remove or take out next time. But I'm not going to stop, doing what I'm doing just because the background might not be cool, or because I might, look a certain way. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do it. I just do it. I execute it, and then boom. So I like to start where you're at. If you guys are, some of you guys are contemplating on, should I take action on something? Should I do this? Should I do that? Get out of your head. Write it down. Talk to people about it that are like-minded like you. Find ways to get motivated and take action. You never know. You could be the next inventor of something. You could be the plug or the key or something. You know what I'm saying? You could be the go-to. So change is always good. We have to be reminded of this. So a lot of things in our lives get shaken up. Okay, this can really affect us in so many different forms and fashions. So I like that this card came out. Be kind to yourself when any abrupt change happens that you're unaware of. Okay, find the silver lining in it all. There's always a message behind it. Like, I'll give you an example. A couple years ago, I was living on my own, in an apartment, 2-bedroom. I was so depressed as far as like the people I was dealing with. I had to stop hanging out with certain people. I stopped talking to people. I was in a jacked up relationship. I had to heal. I had to, you know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden I was like, I hate my job. I don't want to work here. Why am I working here? Why am I doing this? I want to work on my business. I want more time for my business. I was so stressed out. It was stressing me out to where I felt sick. Boom, all of a sudden, oh, well, we're gonna have to let you go. I'm like, oh, it's like, I didn't know I manifested that, but I did. I was thinking about it every day, all day, every day, all day, every day, all day. Thoughts become things. And so instead of getting scared about it, I was like, oh, okay. All right, so this is what I wanted, right? Oh, shit, you got what you wanted, Tisha. Are you ready for it? So be careful what you ask for, because you might not be ready. So I was like, okay, so it forced the fire under my butt because of that detriment that I had. I'm like, how am I going to pay rent? How am I going to feed my cats and myself? And I did it. Like, I surprised so sometimes we need those experiences, you know what I'm saying? But it's all about how you react and respond, how you take it, you know what I'm saying? And what you do after is what matters. It's how you do something. So change is always good. You just have to look for how to go about it afterwards, right? We also have Hubba Hubba. So I like this card. It's a little yummy for the weekend, right? We're coming up on the holiday weekend. Everyone's going out doing something. Moon and Sag, travel, having fun, looking good, dreamy. This is like soulful energy. This is like the love coming in. We also have Cancer season right now. So people might be sharing their emotions, how they feel, and what's going on. Like that yummy, loving vibe. Hopefully you guys get to experience that, whether this is through family members, your kids, your lover, your friends, co-workers, whatever you do, people out in the world that you don't even know when you go like shopping or whatever. Hopefully you experience that unconditional feeling of love, or just people being just genuine, you know what I'm saying, with whatever it is that they're doing. I like this Hubba Hubba card too. It also pertains to loving on yourself, okay? You looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, you know what? You a bad motherfucker. Oh, you look good today. You know what I mean? Like, loving yourself more. Because when you love yourself, you're going to exude this aura around you to where it's like that's going to come to you. People that actually love themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you got to start there. You got to start there. You'll find what you seek. So this is good to see. So we're all in search of something, whether this is like completing small goals, short-term, long-term, whatever. We're all, you know, we're seeking something, right? We're seeking progress. This could be just working on self, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get rid of old habits and whatever have you, you know. Just seeking for guidance, seeking love, seeking genuine connections, seeking stability, seeking consistency, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, we're all seeking something. And I love that it says you're gonna find what you seek. So make sure it's positive. Because, you know, if you guys dive deep into astrology, astronomically speaking, you can really like see how some things will be playing out. It almost low-key will feel like a movie in a sense, and you're just like this character that's just playing out whatever was already aligned in the stars for you. It's kind of crazy. But anyways, so yeah, those are the love messages. That's it, guys, for today. I'm gonna head out. I got some things I gotta do. Perfect timing because it's 3:05. Perfect. So, ooh, that equals 8. So I love all of you. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, please smash the subscribe button. It's the energy I'm pouring out to you to take my time out to give you all of this. Just it's 5-finger discount. It's free to subscribe, to like and share it out. Maybe somebody needs to hear this message. If they weren't listening to you when you were trying to maybe say the same thing. And catch me on other social media platforms as well. If you guys want to find me, I'm at vixenafterdark.com, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.